The brand Horseshoe has been around a long time. It was started by a character named Benny Binion in Las Vegas, a guy who had a rather checkered history, came from Texas, moved to Las Vegas, and was made famous, among other things, for a statement that I've always found reassuring. Benny said, "I've never killed a man who didn't deserve it." Benny built the Horseshoe for the gambler, and the statement associated with it, you may have heard, is that Horseshoe makes it right for the gambler. So that means that the gaming experience is exciting, it's well administered, it's fun, the staff is engaged, it's upbeat, there's a minimum of bureaucratic intervention around the game. People find it a joyful experience to participate in. The food is terrific, and it's an exciting environment. And I think you'll see when the facility is open, or if you have an opportunity to come by and visit with us soon, that that is exactly the experience that people are going to have here. We've been working with the mayor, with his office, with the police department, with all of the local constituencies to make sure that as these large number of visitors come to join us in Cleveland, that they'll have an experience that we and all of you will be proud of. Now, since we're new to your town and gaming is new to Ohio, at least inside the state, let me just say a word or two about what it is we do and why people come to casinos. You heard from Chris, I'm a recovering academic. And I come from an unusual place. I was trained as an economist, and economists are not the most fun people in the world, and they have a somewhat limited view of why it is people make decisions. So my former colleagues often ask me, why would someone go to a casino? Isn't it the case that the casino has an advantage in the games? Wouldn't people be better suited to use their money for something else? Now, of course it is true, we have an advantage in the games, and on average, if people play these games long enough, we will wind up taking some money for our services. But that, of course, is exactly what entertainment does. Our customers don't say to themselves, you know, honey, what should we do tonight? Should we go to Vanguard and invest in the mutual fund or go to the casino? One of them is an investment, one of them is an entertainment decision. We are in the latter business. Now, what is it we do? What are these games and why do they work the way they do? So if you played, for example, blackjack with us, you'll be seated at one of our tables and our dealer will deal around a round of cards. And you'll look at your card and you'll see that your first card is an ace. And as soon as you see that your first card is an ace, your pace quickens a little bit, your pulse intensifies. The women are more beautiful, the men are more handsome, the oxygen is more clear. The world seems a little better, and you wait for the next card and you hope that next card will be a 10. Now, we could give you both cards at once, but we don't. We give you a card and we deal around and we come back to give you another card and we wait to see, in most instances, what the dealer does. In that period, the emotion that drives people who find this entertaining is the sense of anticipation associated with some sort of uncertain outcome. Now, I could stand before you and flip a coin. That would be an uncertain outcome. You wouldn't find it very captivating. But if you wagered $1 or $2 on the result, it would be more interesting. Many of you in this audience play golf. You enjoy it, but virtually every single person in this audience who plays golf puts a little consideration at risk when they're playing. And even though the amount that's being wagered may be embarrassingly small for a group of this caliber, everybody keeps score to the very last hole and argues about it in the clubhouse. That's exactly what we sell. It's the realization of an uncertain result with something riding as a result of it. This is the nature of the business. This is what we do, and we surround it with other things that people seeking this sort of entertainment enjoy. So that can be entertainment in of a showroom variety, singers and dancers, it's fine cuisine, it's lodging, it's transportation, it's all of the things that come with this together. And as we come to your town where there is so much available to work with already, that will be the nature of our offering. We'll have a casino here in the downtown area. We'll have, as you'll hear in a moment, a relatively modest offering of restaurants in the facility. We'll have the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, which is a relatively small one, as part of our system. But it's our intention to build our experience through a network of collaborations with other fine providers of cuisine, of lodging, of transportation and entertainment here in the area broadly. Already, my colleagues have had discussions and entered into some levels of agreements with the athletic teams here in Cleveland, with Playhouse Square, with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and others where our customers will come to Cleveland, folks who live locally will come to partake in all of these things. Now, this is a model that's well known to us. We operate a large urban casino in New Orleans, and we've always operated that casino in a similar model where we have gaming and a certain level of food and beverage and other amenities available in the facility, a modest hotel. But most of the things that we use to entertain our guests outside of gaming are provided by partners who are local business people like all of you. Any number of great restaurants, some 1,700 hotel rooms per evening on average in New Orleans on busy periods, transportation providers, entertainment venues, all sorts of things that augment the experience and make these 5 million visits to the facility beneficial to the broader economic community. Now, a word or two about the customer-facing end of this. When I made this transition from academic life to working in a casino, you can only imagine how daunting this might have been. In my career at Harvard, I had supervisory responsibility for a portion of the time of one administrative assistant. The next day when I came to Harrah's, I had 14,000 people. Now, of course, this was an exercise in lunacy on the part of my predecessor, very widely criticized in Las Vegas with the pejorative term professor applied to me. And I noticed very quickly just what I was up against. The first evening of my tenure, I walked through a row of slot machines in Atlantic City, and I asked a gentleman how he was doing that evening, and he used a term that I won't repeat in polite company, but it had a scatological reference. He was not doing well, and it dawned on me that conversations that go something like, "How are you today, sir? I'm blank," are hard conversations, and we're not very well trained at these. We're trained in, "How are you tonight?" "Well, I'm very well, thank you. It's beautiful in Cleveland. How about those Cavaliers?" Well, my employees deal with these kinds of difficult conversations all day long. My hotel room isn't ready. My table isn't ready. My slot machine wasn't kind to me. I'm mad at my husband. Any number of other things. And we have to be good at making those relationships work all the time. So we are very focused on the guest experience. And as we speak, the people who we have chosen to come work with us at Horseshoe Cleveland are in the midst of this kind of service training. Their technical skills have to be good, but they have to deliver a great experience. So when someone says, "How are you today?" "I'm blank," we need to know how to work on that and respond in an empathetic and hospitable fashion. How to make sure that our services are delivered quickly and with a gracious tone. How we check for the quality of the experience of our guests when they're with us, and that we respond quickly whenever there's any sort of problem.